everybody, I'm BearCozy, and today we're running some Nightmare Dungeons. I am currently level 60 on my brand new rogue, 2 days old, ran myself up, got power leveled from 1 to 45, and then I ran myself up from 45 to 60 in 1 day. And today I'm going to show you how. Let's try and get out of that. I am like completely trapped, but as you can see, the survivability is really good, and watch me die as I say that. Shadow and Bune, here we go, they are purple. And then we flurry, and then once we flurry, they actually all blow up. There is way too much going on for 7 level difference. So we're going to enjoy this. We're going to run into Whispering Pines tier 14. One thing to notice, my gear is really crappy with the exception of this dagger, but it is level 52. Most of the gear is in the 50s, low 50s, so the gear is not great. We're just going to do the best we can and run right into it. All right, so we're going to jump into Whispering Pines here. And the build that I'm running is, I'm running the McFlurry Rogue build, and I'm using Flurry, and I'm actually going to be using the Shadow and Bune, hopefully not die. I am level 60 with crappy gear. The monsters are level 68. So the plan here, let me find a groove. The plan here is to speed run these dungeons, avoid most of the bosses, go right for what we need. The downside to this particular dungeon, they slow. So that is the downside. They slow, so we might take us a little bit longer than 5 to 6 minutes. But the plan normally is 5 to 6 minutes per run. That is exactly how I've been power leveling myself from level 43 to level 60 in 1 day. Now, I did put a lot of hours in, but 5 to 6 minutes a run, it actually goes a lot faster than you think. So they do slow. That is the debuff in this dungeon. So this is going to be a little bit slower than intended. But we're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through it. So here we go. The plan is to just go right for the elites, go from one elite to the next. We are doing a ton of damage. One elite to the next. Try not to die. Usually it goes a lot better, unless of course he's got the shock towers. Those hurt really bad. So one down. The slowness I'm not really liking. That's the debuff of this dungeon. They do slow, which is unfortunate. But other than that, works out pretty good. The plan here is to, or the rotation here is to Shadow and Bune. And then we use Flurry, and then when monsters are Shadow and Bune, they take a lot of damage. We do have to wait for the cooldown. Try not to die here. But they do take a lot of damage. When we imbue them, they do blow up. If we kill them within 6 seconds, they do blow up. And so it works out really, really nice typically. As you can see, the monsters are a lot higher than I am, so it does take a little bit. But we're doing okay. Pop a potion, try not to die here. And 2 down. Is that it? That's all she wrote. So go right for what we need to, right for the objectives in the dungeons, right for the big guys, and then we go in. This one is a survival, so this one takes a little bit, and it depends on the dungeon affixes. Depends on the monsters that we get. Sometimes the combination is just too much. Let's try and get out of that. I am like completely trapped, but as you can see, the survivability is really good. And watch me die as I say that. Shadow and Bune, here we go. They are purple. And then we flurry. And then once we flurry, they actually all blow up. There is way too much going on for 7 level difference. Way too much. There it goes. Rip. So we actually did die there. The gear is not the best. I'm still rocking gear from level 50. I have been absolutely rushing this thing right to 60. I stopped at 60. By the way, I'm on normal. I'm not on hardcore. This you can't push this hard on hardcore. But I've been absolutely pushing this thing really, really hard to get as many levels as I can in a short amount of time for content and also for trying out different classes before the new season starts. New season is about to be upon us, and I did miss one guy. Let's go back. Some of these dungeons are really tough. And what makes it harder is they do slow, so getting out of stuff makes it a little bit more challenging. But we got plenty of mobility, that's why we're playing a rogue, and I'm really loving the rogue. Now, before the new season starts, look at all the craziness. Before the new season starts, I really wanted to try out a rogue, try to find a class that I could level fast with, because I leveled with a druid, I leveled with a barb, and some of those were a little bit not as good as I wanted them to be. Resource generation is a little bit rough on some of the classes, but it worked out okay. So far, this rogue, this flurry build, the Shadow Enhanced flurry build, is the best so far, and I'm really, really enjoying this build. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I like to play tanky classes. This is not a tanky class, however, lots of sustain here. We do get a nice shrine. This is going to be very, very helpful as soon as we get unstunned. This is not a tanky class, but a lot of sustain. The only thing that I am missing here is some life on hit, like a 5% chance lucky hit to heal. That is the only thing that would make this build a lot better for more sustainability. So the way that this typically works is we run into stuff and we pop Shadow Immune, which is on my W. I did change my keys around if you are wondering. That is what's comfortable for me from playing D3. So on my W, Shadow Immune goes out, and then we flurry, and everything just blows up. Basically, the corpses, the mobs explode. If we kill them within 6 seconds of Shadow Immuning, they just explode. Right now, I'm trapped in a corner, and there's a shaman. I hear him, but I can't get to him. So yeah, everything just explodes, even though they are 7 levels higher. So that is how it's working. And by the way, it's a little bit tougher to push this dungeon, because if you look, the monsters are bright red to me. So it is tough to push the dungeon, trying not to get trapped, try to survive while absolutely narrating. This is why most videos, they narrate after they run the dungeon, because it's a lot easier to concentrate and to focus on what you are talking about. So that is why we died earlier, but that is okay because I'm on normal and I am trying to push as fast as possible. If I was on hardcore, which I typically don't play hardcore much, once in a while. Too early for hardcore for me for Diablo 4. I'm still learning the game, but because I am on normal softcore, this is totally acceptable, right? This is fully acceptable. Nice little sigil there. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so that's why I'm pushing really, really hard, because if we die, that's okay. We are getting a ton of experience. We did get slowed quite a bit, so if we did not get slowed, that would have been fine. But we're pushing really high. The guy is a bright red to us, and we're doing okay. If you like this build, I can go over some gear, what I'm running. This is not by any means optimized at all. I am just running with what I got, what I picked up along the way. Couple of basic things like damage reduction when using our primary skill, our basic skills. Of course, Shadow Imbuement and Flurry. I believe I have +2 to Flurry on this build. And then my bow, and then my ranged weapon gives me the rain of arrows there. You see there, so it's working out pretty good. Not the greatest, but it's working out pretty good. I'm really, really happy with the speed of these dungeons. And the name of the game here is to run dungeons. Try to run dungeons in 6 minutes or less. Of course, it would probably be a lot more doable if we were running our own level. We are running really high. Hey, there you go. We got Mother's Embrace. This is my unique item number 6 today because we're running dungeons so fast. So the idea is to just run them in 5 minutes or less. Let's jump into the next one. Fearless Den, tier 12, tier 14. Fearless Den, tier 14. Brand new level 60, have no gear. This one is a little bit tough. Lots of spiders, lots of level 67s here. I'm still level 60. Lots of bears, by the way. Bears charge. When bears charge, bad things happen. So we're going to try to stay out of the charge. Let's find a groove. We also do have a Nightshade as well chasing us. We'll see how this one goes. If it goes good, we'll be fine. The plan here is to not die, of course. Kill the spiders, collect the animus, collect the animus, and continue. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of the poison. We are just standing in all kinds of stuff. So let's grab this, grab that, and move on. We're going to try to speedrun this. We are gearing up for speedruns later on once we get leveled a little bit higher. So right now we are practicing the build. We're practicing the speedruns as well. Let's keep an eye on that bear so he doesn't charge us. Sometimes they like to charge and it doesn't work out too well. But so far, so good. Shadow Immune with Flurry does okay. We're doing really good damage considering they are 7 levels higher than we are. Let's pop a potion. Lots of potions around. Grab this one. And I think we got to find a few more. So let's continue. Lots of skulls. No way to... should have dashed right through that. No way to avoid that one. Let's go ahead and grab these skulls here. Nice little rain of arrows coming out. That's working out well. One thing that does bother me, because this is close quarters, is that that shadow that chases us. We stand in it. There's no place to stand because everything is in close quarters. Not really a lot of places to be able to stand here. So it is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Watching them come out is like taking forever. So let's see what we can do here. Kill this guy. Move on. 7 levels higher. Pop a potion because they explode. Everything in here explodes and has poison. But we're doing pretty good. There's the Nightshade chasing us right there. Let's get out of that. Don't want to get frozen. Typically, what we can do is we can use Shadow Step to keep them stunned. This build has lots of days in it. Sometimes it procs, sometimes it does not. Let's not die there. Wow, so much CC right now. Feels very CC'd, man. Wow. Sometimes you mistime a cooldown and everything just goes haywire. All right. Wow. The spiders, this is not one of my favorite dungeons, but it works out okay considering we are running such higher levels. All right, moving forward through the maze. This maze is insane. I really don't like this, but when I'm crafting all these sigils, all I'm getting is the same 3 dungeons over and over. So we've been running the same 3 dungeons. The angry bears are angry. Okay. Disposing in this one. I am pushing it, just FYI, I am pushing it pretty high. Definitely feeling very, very tough right now. But it's doable. Lots of experience. Every time I run a dungeon, I get almost a quarter of a level. So almost 1 Paragon every time we run this. It's working out very, very well. Even though we're taking a ton of damage, even though it is a little bit tougher, it's working out well. Because the experience is really, really good. Sometimes we find a nice groove. Sometimes we don't. So far, so good. Get out of the Nightshade pool. Get out of the Frozen pool. Watch them explode. Pop a potion because we have plenty. Or we have enough. Go ahead and grab that. And deposit. So that wasn't too bad. Not too bad. A little bit tough. Definitely tough. 7 levels above. Plus all the CC. But we have lots of mobility, lots of control as well, lots of stunnage. And right now, I am running this build completely for speed. So the next thing we need to do is activate 2 runestones as soon as we find them. These guys aren't too bad. Everything just explodes. We're going to continue. Typically, I try to run through everything and not kill everything because completing the dungeon fast actually gives us really, really good experience, and we are able to level really quickly. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this right now. I do have to dispose of all these spiders, all these maggots. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to get out of that pool, and then we're going to activate the runestone. This will unlock the door right up here. Going to go through the door, do the same. Actually, first we're going to kill a bunch of mobs. So the experience is really, really good. I am pushing it a little too hard. I should probably back off to tier 10, tier 11, considering I don't have any level 60 gear. All of my gear, maybe the helmet's level 60, all of my gear is back from level 52, 56, in the 50s. So that's it for this one. We need to travel all the way to... Hello? I got completely stuck. Completely rooted, stuck. Let's tap the healing well. Let's run in. It's boss time. All right. So, boss time. Boss is not too bad. The aspect is going to help us. The aspect on our ranged weapon is going to help, whether it's a bow or a crossbow. I think it's a crossbow. The aspect is going to help. There it is. It's coming out with the rain of arrows right there, and that actually helps to deal damage a lot because this build is primarily... Ooh, that was close. This build is primarily AoE. So we do struggle a little bit on bosses. There is a rapid fire version of this build as well that works really well. Right now I'm just not running it. Really enjoying this. I really, really enjoy, what's the skill called? Dark Shroud. This character is new. This character is 2 days old for me. Still learning how to play. I'm really enjoying the Dark Shroud because it gives us lots of speed, lots of movement speed for fast dungeon runs, right? As I mentioned before, the idea is to do 5 to 6 minute dungeon runs. Maybe not when they're this difficult for us. These might actually be 8 to 9 minutes, which is okay. 9-minute dungeon runs is still fairly good because we're getting really good experience. They are 7 levels above us. We got him staggered again. The only thing that's slowing us down quite a bit is the Nightshade. That thing chases us and creates a pool, which silences us, and then we can't really do a whole lot. So, as you can see, there's a ton of AoE going on here, but we got a lot of survivability. Not too bad. This guy should be going down shortly. We're about to stagger him again. Typically, 3 levels, 4 levels above, these dungeons go really, really fast. So maybe in the next one, I'll back it down to a T12 instead of a T14. And that should go a lot faster. And as we get better gear, as we work on graduating to World Tier 4 shortly, we'll get some better gear. And there we go. We got another Sacred Unique, and that is actually really, really nice. That is a good upgrade for us. Something that we've been waiting for. Our first level 60 item. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our combat glyph because it gives us lots of energy reduction, and with energy reduction we get a lot of sustain from the flurry because it does heal us, so we can just spam flurry a lot. So there we go, speedruns on the new flurry rogue. Really enjoying this guy. This is not my build. I'm not claiming this as my build, but I'm really enjoying this. This is a variation of stuff I found online. If you're liking this video, if you're liking the flurry rogue, in the next video, I will make a video on how to actually play the Flurry Rogue if you are interested in playing a rogue and leveling super, super fast. So thanks for watching. Do me a huge favor, hit the like and a subscribe. And for more BearCozy videos, check out the top right.